Leave it. Okay. Well, it's another night, a few days later here, and man, this has been a long haul. This just the whole boat project, my God. But anyway, basically did a little more research, and you probably can't get that gimbal ring off of the swivel shaft without pulling the actual transom assembly. So you'll see there's a few major bolts that go through. Basically, they go through the whole transom of the boat, and that gimbal housing will pull out, and then some of this equipment will stay inside. So anyway, that is probably going to be the easier way of doing this, rather than trying to drill through the sides and fart around with that whole deal. I don't know how I would ever get the top nut off of the gimbal, or of the swivel shaft, excuse me. So that's probably what we're gonna do here. Haven't really gotten a full game plan, but I am probably gonna clean some of this up, because that is just a freaking mess, and it is just is making a mess. So I'm gonna try and get things somewhat sanitary, and then get a game plan. It should be easy, or relatively easy, to get it off. I'm hoping it seals well. That's my only real concern here, is that when I go to put the whole transom back on, that it won't seal up against the hull super great. But from what I've seen, apparently it's possible. So I'm just going to kind of send it and deal with the consequences later. So here we go. Got this sucker cleaned out as best as I could. Not perfect by any means, but much more sanitary than what it was. Basically, there was just a lot of oil and other filth that had been forgotten in there over the years, and just kind of laid and got gross. So one thing I did find is that little platform there is where the sump pump sits, or the bilge pump sits, and then it runs through that corrugated hose up the wall around the back, and then across. You can see there's like a little loop, and then it discharges out the side of the boat. Well, anyway, that never did work. It would turn on, but it wouldn't do anything. And so basically, upon further inspection, I found that there was several cracks, like right here at the very end of the hose. One crack and complete breach right there. This is like the base bucket that sits in there. And then there is the rotor that had broken off and was just sitting. It was just sitting in this little space there. And then the bottom side of this motor, the thing had fallen off or somehow the little rotor had broken off of the drive shaft thing there. So anyway, it seems pretty torched. So anyway, I got a new one on the way, just right off of Amazon. I think they're all kind of generic. I think it'll work. So that's the plan there. And so that'll require, I'll probably change the wires back. There's the blue splices right there. So I'll probably redo the hose, because that hose is really brittle. And then we can start taking the exhaust off and the gimbal housing, the rest of the transom off. So anyway, kind of a long job here, but feels good to go through and get it, pretty right. I did actually power wash a section of the carpet, just because I was kind of cleaning the face of this, and got that, and it actually looks really nice. And that was last night, and now it's dry. So I might consider doing the rest of the boat, give her the old power wash method. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But for tonight and in this video, I'm gonna keep cruising on with taking some of that bilge pump pieces, and then maybe see how far we get over here. Well, I got the bilge tube out. That went kind of snaked up back in here and kind of followed some of these zip ties across until there's a little port right there. So anyway, I cut these wires off. Basically, this bottom end here was the pump end, and then if you go up, this end was plugged in right into that connector. So there's three little bullet style connectors there. I'll probably end up using that. That worked fine enough. So we'll see what kind of kit comes with the new one. But that wasn't too bad getting that out of there. And so now might start on this guy. I don't really know. This looks like it should be kind of suspended up there a little more like the other one, but it appears that we lost our way at one point there. So I might rig a little temporary deal to kind of hold that up in a similar fashion to this other one, how it's on that wing nut, just to kind of give myself a little more room to maneuver here. So I think I might do that quick, but yeah, that's where we're headed next. Okay, so this is how the exhaust gets out of the boat. Comes up and either goes up the diverters or down through the stern drive. So, and this is like the exhaust bells would be on the other side. So what I've done here is there's 4 bolts that have basically been done there. And so I just gotta take them loose. I'm gonna try and get this this hose that feeds this reservoir off real quick. Alright, so I think we're closing in on the end here of this removal part, but anyway, these 2 hoses go around and come up to the trim pump, so I'll have to take those loose. I think I'm going to take them loose right there at those 2 fittings, but I'm not positive. And then I undid these trim, I believe these are the sender wires. So there was one set right there, and then another set over here. And I just labeled which one goes to what. That goes over to here. Labeled just the blue one, purple one's going to be obvious. But anyway, undid this little grounding strap there. And then undid, this is for, must be like the speedometer, I suppose. I'm not positive. And then undid the gear lube reservoir. So I gotta undo this water neck, but it's still tied in on the other side, so I can't take that off. I took the little plate off the front, this little guy, and got that off, but still a little work to be done there. But yeah, going along fine. Kind of cramped, but not bad really. I'm just fat, so anyway, here we go. So I went on the opposite side of the hull here, and I undid the little portion of the water hose that was left on there. I ended up having to like slit the side of the hose so that it would come off there, but it came off. So now it goes down and then through, and then it makes a hook right like that on the back side. So I'll see here, you pull this out, and then this little rubber piece, I'm assuming that comes off this way. Not positive, because yeah, it must, because it can't go through the other way. I can't like pull it towards me, so I have to unpull this rubber part off. There it goes. So then this will go through, and that's pushed through to the other side. So with that, I think we're just left with these 2 hoses, which I'm sure are going to leak furiously, but what are you going to do? So, yeah. Unless I'm missing something. I'm sure I am. But that's real close here. So I'm going to go outside, grab that water hose, and then I might start to take in, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, there's one back here, 6, 7, 8. So of those loose, and we'll see if we get anything. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to learn. Got those 2 hoses off the trim pump there. So I believe they're the same fitting. I'm not positive, but anyway, what I did do is I just labeled, one's a little lighter than the other, the gray one. So I just said, oh, it's the closest one to the cap. So anyway, labeled them both. They didn't really leak all that bad, so that's nice. They're kind of just dribbling, not really anything serious. So yeah, I think we're ready to take those bolts out, so I'm going to hit that next. I'm not gonna, obviously not gonna rip them all the way out because I don't want the back end to fall off this thing. So I'm laying on the ground and have more problems. So I don't know, it might be stuck on there. I have really no idea how it's on there, but I don't want it to end up on the floor. So we'll take one of the top ones, we'll probably take them loose, maybe a little break them loose, and then take all the bottom ones off is probably what we'll do, but see how it goes. Can't find my drill today or my impact, so we're gonna use good old-fashioned air today. Well, that was nice and easy. I think I might have to turn this a little bit. I don't think that thing's gonna fall off there. Famous last words here. So there's the inside, the ring on the inside. And then here's what we're gonna pull out the back side. So that should work, but I'm gonna need probably an extra set of hands to do that and not have it drop. But we're getting slowly more access to what we need there. But I think this is really gonna be, at least so far anyway, the best way to do this, because it'll just give me better access, and then I can get this boat kind of put away storage-wise for a minute, and then really get everything right and not be rushed to try and get it done. So. Okay, so I just got the bolts undone on the inside. We'll see if this comes out with any luck. Holy. Wow. Well, good thing I didn't have to worry about it falling off. I'm gonna have to get something in there to kind of negotiate. Maybe we'll try this out. Trying to be easy here, don't want to punch a hole, crack the side of the fiberglass. There it is. There we go. Now it can sink. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say that's actually all that bad. I think that's just kind of just yuck. I don't think that's like soft or anything. So I think that's just grease and filth all in there. So anyway, that looks pretty decent. And then it looks like just the only thing we need there is that this is like looks like foam or something, or rubber gasket. So I'll probably just swap that out. And hell yeah, now we have access to this guy. We're upside down here, but anyway, wow, I feel good about that. Okay.